You remind the lyrics?
Imagine, of course.
Show me.
remember.
You're the one.
So don't even trip. I will never creep like the others did.
She's the true Shola Ama. It's okay, it's okay.
Ado Family. Florian reçoit les artistes qui ont fait l'histoire du hip-hop R&B.
Ah là là, hello Shola.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Long time no see.
Eh, ça fait très longtemps. Vous savez que Shola Ama et moi, on est de vieilles connaissances.
Yes.
Bah oui, ça fait un petit moment, on se connaît. La première fois que t'étais venu à Ado, c'était au tout début de ta carrière.
That's right. Yes. A long time ago.
1997, 1997.
Yes. And I remember the coffee machine because I used to always.
Il y avait la machine à café, tu te souviens de la machine à café? Elle a marqué beaucoup de monde, cette machine à café, hein, franchement. 1997, Shola Ama, forcément, c'était... Ah là là. Tu sais que cette chanson, elle est restée dans la tête de tout le monde. Tu dois le voir, à chaque fois que tu rencontres des gens, tout le monde doit te parler de cette chanson et de ses débuts.
Yes, of course. Because that's the one I think I'm most remembered for because it was my first song and the biggest one. So, yeah.
À l'époque, on nous disait, alors je sais pas si c'était vraiment vrai ou si c'était du storytelling, mais que ton producteur, il t'avait remarqué quand t'étais dans le métro et tout ça. Moi, j'y ai jamais vraiment cru.
Yes,
Non.
it's true. Yeah.
Non.
Yeah, 100% true. I was very young. I was 15 and I had gone to go somewhere I shouldn't have been going, and he missed his stop. So he had taken one stop too far. He got off the train to like cross the platform and get the train back, and I was singing in the tunnel and he heard me. Yeah.
D'accord, mais c'était pas genre officiel. Tu te produisais dans le métro ou alors c'était juste pour tu chantais comme ça pour le plaisir?
No, I was just walking with my friends.
Ah genre tout.
Just sing. Yes, yeah. When I was young, I didn't stop singing. I was always all the time. So I was just walking and he heard me at the right time.
C'est un truc de fou. Tu sais que moi, j'y ai jamais vraiment cru parce qu'il y a beaucoup ce qu'on appelle le storytelling et il y en a des fois, ils racontent un truc et c'est pas vrai. Mais là, c'est une vraie histoire alors.
I think a lot of people when I first started thought that the story was made up because it was such a fairy tale. Everyone was saying this is a PR story, right? It's a PR story, and I was like, this is really what happened to me. I couldn't make it up. That's the truth.
À l'époque, quand t'avais 15 ans, du coup, t'étais avec tes copines. T'écoutais quoi comme musique? C'était quoi tes artistes préférés?
I was listening to Mary J. Blige, Chaka Khan, Anita Baker, Usher, Jodeci, SWV, like all of the 90's R&B.
Toute cette vibe, années 90. Vraiment, c'était énormissime. En 1997, donc, t'as bossé avec ton producteur. Vous avez sorti You Might Need Somebody. À la base, You Might Need Somebody, c'était une reprise. C'était une chanson qui avait déjà existé au début des années 80.
Yes.
You'll discover when you look around. You don't have to be alone.
Et au final, t'as réussi à faire presque oublier la première version. Limite, celle-ci, elle est devenue plus connue que la première.
I know. I think I love the original, but also I might have to say that the Randy Crawford version actually isn't the original. So her version is also a cover.
You might need somebody. You might need somebody too.
So the original was by the Turley Richards, the people that wrote it, and then Randy Crawford it in 1981, and then I covered it in 1997. So hers was a cover also, but I love her version. But I've lived with it for so many years now. I do feel like I can say that it's mine also.
Du coup, tu te retrouves d'un seul coup sous les feux des projecteurs, 1997, donc t'étais encore toute jeune.
18.
Quand on a 17 ans, 17-18 ans, et que d'un coup on se retrouve de chanter avec ses copines dans le métro à sous le feu des projecteurs devant tout le monde. C'est facile, c'est bien, c'est pas bien, c'est compliqué.
It was very quick because when Kwame heard me singing in the train station, the metro, I was 15, and then when I was 17, I signed a record deal on my 17th birthday. So it happened from meeting him to signing. I signed my record deal at 17, and then when I was 18, I had a Brit Award. So it was like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. So it was very fast. I think because I was so young, it was just very overwhelming.
Écoute, tu l'as bien vécu parce que c'est vrai que tout le monde se dit ouais c'est cool, j'aimerais être célèbre, mais quand d'un coup tu peux plus forcément aller faire tes courses comme avant, qu'il y a plein de gens qui te regardent de partout, c'était facile ou alors du coup tu regrettais un petit peu quand même certains aspects de ton ancienne vie?
It was really hard, and I couldn't hang out with my friends then because we couldn't do normal things anymore. I couldn't get on the metro. I couldn't go to the cinema. I had to like leave being a teenager and be an artist. It was difficult. Yeah.
Ouais, c'est vrai que ça paraît être une vie de rêve, mais c'est parfois un petit peu compliqué à vivre quand on est jeune. Il y a plein de jeunes artistes, de gens qui ont été connus super tôt et qui par la suite ont eu un petit peu des soucis dans leur vie, quoi.
I think it's difficult for younger artists because I just think younger people in general, they're trying to find themselves and learn about the world and life. And then you throw them into industry and a lot of money and a lot of, it's difficult, I think, in general. But you have to go through what you have to go through. You live and you learn things. So it's fine in the end.
Voilà. Et puis il faut profiter. You have to enjoy the moment.
Yes,
Bah oui,
exactly.
c'est ça.
No regrets.
Et oui, pas de regrets à avoir, surtout que il y a eu You Might Need Somebody, il y a aussi eu, oh là là, You're the One I Love.
You're the one I love, so don't even trip. I will never creep like the others.
Parce que le truc, c'est que non seulement tu t'es mise à marcher, ton album s'est mis à marcher en Angleterre, mais du coup, la France, c'est pas très loin, mais en France, c'était un gros succès aussi.
Yes, I was very lucky. Like, I feel like for my first and my second album, especially, France was like very like open to really accepted me, and I felt very at home here. I spent a lot of time touring all over, and I used to come to Paris a lot. So it was really like my second home. Sometimes I felt more loved here than at home, to be honest. I mean, in both, but I did feel that with my second album here, like Still Believe, and I've always had a special relationship with my French fans, so it's been nice.
Ouais, le deuxième album, notamment avec Still Believe.
I've been told a million lies. I've been left alone with a broken heart.
Alors, entre le premier et le deuxième, quand même, tu t'es fait connaître du monde entier. Il y a des artistes connus, des producteurs, qui t'ont proposé de travailler avec toi sur le deuxième.
Yeah, I mean, there was not a lot of time between albums because I started working on the second album when I was still doing promo for the first album. So we made the album in 8 or 9 months, and I was still just off the back of touring from Much Love and all of that stuff. So it was very fast. But I kind of knew what I wanted to do, and I was lucky I got to work with some of the people I wanted to work with, like the Dark Child thing that came about with Imagine and the other songs, and Soul Shock and Carlin, and Babyface wrote a song on the album, and so it was I'm happy with the people that ended up on that album for sure.
Parmi toutes les rencontres que tu as faites, des rencontres d'autres artistes, c'est quoi celles qui t'ont le plus émerveillé?
Well, when I was working with Dark Child, we went over to have the first meeting in New York, and I was in the Hit Factory, and Whitney Houston was coming in to do My Love Is Your Love in the next room. And so I held the door open for her. So that I was very excited about that because I grew up a fan of Whitney. But I think my favorite person that I worked with on the album was Ali Shaheed Muhammad from Tribe Called Quest. That was like my favorite producer on the album. We had a lot of fun because it was me, him, and Angie Stone that wrote the song together, and she was amazing. So yeah.
Et du coup, Whitney, tu lui avais parlé? Vous aviez dit...
I wish I would have called her. I just held the door open.
Ah, ok. Allez, c'était méga star. Whitney, pour lui parler, je pense que c'était compliqué. Hein. Et ouais, parce que c'est vrai, 1999, vous avez sorti vos albums en même temps. Le deuxième album, ton deuxième album, et celui de Whitney, My Love Is Your Love, c'était la même année. It was the same year.
Yes, that's right, yeah. And Wyclef played it to me because I'd been on tour with the Fugees, so I knew them. So he said, like, come and listen to this.
Okay.
And he, played the song. This is before she came into the Hit Factory. He played me the song. So yeah, amazing.
Quand tu rencontres tous ces artistes, tu te rends compte de la chance que t'as quand même? Ou alors tu te dis c'est bon, c'est professionnel, tu restes comme ça? Ou alors est-ce que dans ta tête ça fait piou piou piou?
I think when I first started, because I was so young and I was meeting people, I was like, but I knew I'm supposed to be an artist now, so I have to keep it under control. I went to New York when I was 17 and I met everybody, like everybody. Mariah, Puffy, Bad Boy, Mace, like everybody. And I just had to, my friends were there and they were like, "You're an artist, so keep your cool." So I think I learned from very young to, okay, I'm excited, but I
Ouais.
also am supposed to be a singer now.
Ouais. J'ai remarqué, même la première fois que je t'ai interviewé, t'es resté super calme. Tu t'es pas extasié, t'es resté bien, hein.
Exactly.
Ah ouais.
I learned early.
Alors que d'habitude, les artistes, elles sont là, elles m'arrachent la chemise et tout, hein.
No, I learned very early to keep my cool.
Very professional.
Very.
Eh ouais. Du coup, alors il y a eu la période après le deuxième album. Qu'est-ce qui s'est passé du coup après le deuxième album?
So I had a little break, I think, and then I got pregnant
Ah bah oui.
with my son who's right here,
Ouais.
a beautiful son. And so that really was I was about to put out a third album, but I also was pregnant at the same time. So it was like album, baby.
Je comprends. I understand. C'est normal. Et alors là, depuis, t'as pas envie de sortir des nouvelles choses là?
Yes, I think I chose to still perform, but in terms of recording, because for me music is like, it's like a baby. You have to give so much love and attention, but I couldn't be a mom and give my career the same amount of attention. It would never have worked. So in that time when he was very small and at school, nursery and school and all of that, I was with him. And then as he got bigger, then I started to do more like collaborations and recording more. But in the first part, I just knew that it was, I couldn't give my all to music the way that needed to happen. So I had to wait until some time had passed. And yeah, since then, I've done a lot of collaborations and recorded new material, but it was not the right time before.
Ah, et alors là, qu'est-ce qu'on peut attendre et espérer de toi?
Yes, maybe more music. I have music, but I also have an idea of like things that I want to do, because there's such a big time that nobody has heard me from being a teenager to now. So I think maybe a reintroduction to the grown-up version of myself. So there will be a reintroduction, I guess. That's what you could call it.
Tu sais que sur Ado, on passe que des classiques. Plein de sons à l'ancienne et on passe plein de sons de toi encore et toujours, hein.
I love that. And I know from the beginning, Ado has been there with me from the beginning.
C'est vrai que, et tu sais qu'on a nos auditeurs et nos auditrices, du coup, qui avaient 15 ans au début, là, en 1997, qui avaient un peu nos âges, et qui maintenant, du coup, réécoutent tous les classiques sur Ado. Ils ont 35, 40 ans et plus, quoi.
I know, it's really nice. And it's the same for me at home. Sometimes when I perform, people come to the show and they bring their kids with them, and their kids are like, "My mom showed me your music."
Ouais.
And it's really nice.
Et c'est vrai que de nos jours, il y a aussi tous les réseaux sociaux. Il y a TikTok, par exemple, et il y a plein de jeunes qui redécouvrent via les réseaux sociaux des morceaux de l'époque. Ils savent même pas que c'est des morceaux de l'époque. Et ils aiment, ils disent « Ah, c'est trop bien !» On leur dit « Bah oui, c'est bon, on connaît, c'était il y a 25 ans. »
That's right. Yeah, I'm very lucky. I feel extremely blessed that my music has stood the test of time and people consider my songs classics and they have really fond memories, because it's just nice. It's really nice.
Tu penses quoi justement des sons de maintenant, des nouveaux artistes, des nouvelles musiques, de l'évolution du R&B?
I love it now. I love that the next generation, they're so self-sufficient in how they put their music out and they do everything themselves. And I think I've seen a lot more R&B artists come, especially in the UK. We have a lot of really good R&B coming from the UK, which is nice. So many artists. I'm following like new artists all the time that are making really good music. So I think it's amazing.
C'est vrai que par rapport à la bonne vieille époque, c'est complètement différent. Maintenant, ils ont même plus besoin spécialement de maisons de disques. Ils peuvent faire un tube tout seul avec Internet et remplir des salles de concert sans même avoir être suivi par des gros médias et des grosses radios.
That's correct. Yeah, it's different. Like when I started out, it was such a different time. Like people couldn't even speak to you unless they called on the radio and got through, or they couldn't see you unless they got the magazine or whatever. So now it's just, I think artists are a lot more connected to what they're doing and what their fans want to hear. So I think it's great.
Bah oui.
Good and bad.
Ouais, good and
Good
bad.
and bad.
Ouais. Mais j'ai vu que t'as fait un très bon restaurant hier soir.
Really, really good. We had a lovely night there, having dinner. Great night.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Shola.
you so much for having me.
Eh,
It's
dès que
lovely to see you again.
Ah ben, je suis trop content aussi. J'ai retrouvé une photo de nous à l'époque. Il faut qu'on refasse la même, mais plus de 15 ans après.
Let's do it. I'm ready.
Ah ouais, on va refaire la même, franchement. On était beau. Je trouve, on est même mieux maintenant qu'à l'époque, je trouve. On vieillit bien, on vieillit bien.
Ado Family. Florian reçoit les artistes qui ont fait l'histoire du hip-hop R&B.